Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Jessica Kalumbo, your host. Today we will be talking about the social environment, especially our work environment, whereas we are all called to come join hands in making somebody else's dream come true, and at the same time to deliver services. And also by doing that, that is the way that we also go about in paying our bills, in supporting our families, and even in helping ourselves by getting maybe some medical help, and especially looking for those who are in health crisis, who are also working just in a way for them to receive or get something that will help them to pay their to buy their medications, and also at the same time to keep their health. So in this kind of environment, we are also called to encounter a lot of experiences. Some of those experiences are that some people find themselves being bullied, and they find themselves being emotionally abused, even to the point of going to physical abuse. So we are actually tackling this topic today with our guests who have chosen to stay anonymous, in a way for us to just share with the world, in a way to motivate everyone who's out there, who is in the same experience, who is in the same challenge, where you find yourself at one of your workplace, where you find yourself being bullied, being emotionally abused, or being treated unequally. Let us take a look and hear what she has to say as her own life experience. We just want to find out if you've ever experienced any inequality in the work environment.
Jessica, unfortunately, I have. And I must tell you that I do believe there are other people that are going through similar situations in which I've had. I've not had this, sort of inequality in 7 years, but I must tell you, in the past 4 months of my last previous job, it was so intense. It was almost like emotional abuse, if I can say, and I would say bullying as well. And yeah, like with being treated in this way, it actually ended up being more, I would say, racial. Because it was only directed to, unfortunately, it was only directed to people of color, and unfortunately, I was one of them. So yeah, I would definitely say there was no, yeah,
All right.
there was no equality there.
Oh, sorry for that experience, and sorry to hear that you had undertaken such an experience. And definitely, yes, I do believe that those who are also watching this video, I know many of you are in this situation, and many of you are stuck in these experiences, also thinking that we can't get out because we have also responsibilities that are calling us to take care of our families, take care of ourselves, and take care of our bills. But is it truthful, or is it right to be taking such challenges, to be treated unequally toward others, especially in the social work environment, and which is literally killing oneself, and not even giving and at times it calls us to even lose our self-esteem, to lose our self-love, and we cannot continue this way. For everyone who's watching, please keep watching and hear some more. And my second question to you would be, what do you believe to be a healthier work environment after all these experiences that we went through?
So obviously, to work in a healthy environment, you should keep healthy relationships. Go to your work environment, and of course, we are there to get our jobs done. We all need to be pleasant, cooperative, and compassionate towards each other, and not sort of judge or take into consideration, because now she's brown, or she's yellow or green, then we can now make a mockery of her. Respect is the basis of all. So if you're going to lose that respect, and make little groups and have these bullying sessions and these things, you're never going to have a healthy work environment.
Mm.
Ideally, everyone should put in that little effort. You are with your colleagues or companions for most of the day, even more
Yes.
time with them than you spend with your own
Your
families.
family.
And I think a little effort should be made, if not from colleagues, but at least from either management. To have these sessions to team build, to encourage, to help, to assist. If there's a problem, communicate properly, and of course you're never going to have these perfect what we want in a work environment,
Right.
but I think if each member goes in with a different mindset, without having to separate your cultures or the color of your skin,
Mm.
then you that respect will be kept. See each individual as one,
Mm.
you know
Yes, yes.
that's exactly how we should be, seeing other human beings. Ideally, we all do die, we all do love, we're born the same way, so I don't understand why there should be any discrimination in terms of if you're of a different culture, or you speak a different language, if it's linguistic or if it's your color. It's really sad, so yeah.
I think that is what most of companies or social environment, the work environment that we have currently, they mostly look through that, and which is completely wrong, and which is actually breaking people, breaking our nations, and destroying our livelihood, our communities. What is your advice toward dealing with bullies in the workplace? Because I believe majority of people who are doing this, if they are not bullies, they are haters, so what would be your advice on how to deal with, for those who are in the same situation out there? How can they defend themselves, or what can they do in a way to deal with such an experience?
Okay, so the thing is, normally, you always have to nip it in the bud. So if you are sensing this kind of thing, it's best to obviously speak about it right at the beginning, to make sure like you're clear. So that is something that I have not done and I have learned. So speaking up early about how you've been cheated, or that kind of thing, it's obviously it just is it's good that you have this window of opportunity to nip things in the bud before they get more intense, which is what unfortunately happened to me. And one of the best things you can do for yourself is, the minute someone mistreats you or there's disrespect, obviously you're going to speak up right in that moment and then squash it, right? uh, because everybody obviously, they like the part of the least resistance, right? um, Call it to their attention, explain why it is a problem to you. Say their name a lot, like, like if you're constantly repeating it, then they'll they know, like, okay, I'm treating you with respect or disrespect. Your body language is also important. If
Yes.
you go in a sluggish manner, like, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me, no one's really gonna take you seriously. So stand tall, nose up, look confident, when you're trying to,
Make a
uh,
point.
I wouldn't say confront, but bring to their attention that this is what you're doing, like the
Yes.
abuse and the way you're
Yes.
treating me. And so
Perfect.
those are just like some of the points. Of course, if things get rather intense, and
Mm. How was the assistance of HR in your case?
so unfortunately in my case, and this is going to be a very weird one, so HR happened to be a combination of a finance manager. So the person that I was dealing with in terms of the racism and the bullying, um, she was actually the HR and my finance manager. So
Wow.
when I had gone to her and I had said, "Hey, I'm not understanding why, I'm being treated this way," like, and submissively, I was like, "Please, can you just? I'm so sorry. Forgive me if I've, done anything wrong, or if my work is not in order. But maybe just let me know, so I'll correct it." And she, responded with a lot of arrogance and denial. And eventually, at the end of the first conversation, she did apologize. But then the next day, she went right back to square one. So her method of managing is like, I'll tell you what to do and you listen. It's not like, come talk to me. This is a safe space. I'm here. I'm here to hear you out. And, let me know what I'm doing that's effective. No, her method, unfortunately, was like, look, I'm the boss and you listen to what I say and, forget the rest. There was no respect. There was just no barrier there. So
On
unfortunately, that was my experience. So HR and finance was a
not
weird
supportive. They
combination,
were
but
not supportive.
yeah,
Yes. So on the
at
note, would
all.
you do you think that for Africa to be a better place, or to have our social work environment to be a healthier one for each and everyone, because Africa involves so many races. We have, I don't know, we have so many races from Egypt coming down to South Africa. We have so many races. Would you say that we need to educate our HR, or we need to change the legislations that are ruling the HR within a company?
I would definitely suggest yes, especially changing legislations with HR, because once a person gets employed within a company, and if you don't sort of point out these little things, it becomes bigger. So you're there employed as HR, and you're doing your job professionally, forgetting that these are the other things that comes up in a working environment. These things are neglected or pushed aside, or they think it's like a little office issue or between women. It always gets swept under the carpet as these things, forgetting that these things started to grow. Like, but personally, with me, it was a few comments and a few statuses about me being Indian. And then it grew so deep that they would pass the comments to my face, racist, racial ones. And so it was very hurtful. And, you get to such, you become into this closed up mode, and you have such a low self esteem, you almost regret that you're
Yes.
born of a different color. So yes, these things should be I would say encapsulated in the HR, or if there's a legislation, you add it on, because these things, I think many people do struggle with, from what I know, specifically in Johannesburg. Because when I did discuss this issue that I was facing at the time, I started hearing, yeah, oh yeah, me too, yeah, oh me too, yeah, oh me too, and there was a bit too many oh yeah, me too's. And that is a concern, because once you have like more than three or four, oh yeah, me too, I went through that, I'm like, wow, is this like a norm? Is it fine? Is South Africa allowing this kind of thing? you know and yeah, these things are being swept under the carpet. And yeah, I guess people would obviously, some people would go to CCMA. I have not done any recordings, and I haven't even taken that route, because I'm normally a very closed up person and always scared. For me to even get on here
It's
was
true.
big for
It's
me.
true.
So it's just my personality. But then I think, like, when I'm talking to family and friends and other companions, and like I said, you hear, oh yeah, me too, and it was too many. And then I'm like, yeah, no, but then that's not right.
Yes.
You speak up about it. When you're employed in a company, employees should be aware of these kind of things. Check if it's happening. Make sure that you're not going to be the next victim. And yeah, that it's just a heads up. And even
That's
if you're
true.
currently in a company, keep an eye out for these things, because there's just too many people that are saying, "Oh yeah, me too," but nothing is being done about
Done
it.
about it, which is so true, which is so true. There are so many people out there who are undergoing this kind of
Yes.
abusive experiences in their work environment, or in just
Yeah.
generally social work environment. And we've been keeping quiet for too long. We've been keeping quiet while killing ourselves, killing the souls of beautiful people, and destroying ourselves and destroying our nations. On the note, what would you advise to those stuck in an abusive work environment?
So definitely, like, if if HR is not going to be able to assist you, obviously you're going to go to directly to directors. With my situation, I decided to resign, and then there's you sitting without a job because someone else bullied you. So in this case, again, you stand up for your rights, you nip it in the bud, and if there is work issues, don't don't allow them to make it racial. Like, oh yeah, she can't do this because she's green. or she can't do this because she's yellow. Don't let that sort of disrespect come in. And obviously, if you know that a person is, has this sort of demeanor, then I would say this is something that I regret not doing, is keep your phone handy. If you know it's happening more than once or twice, and you got to keep approaching either your manager or someone that you're working with, and they're always changing things, and turning it to racial, have your phone in hand, have a few recordings, because when you're even going to approach CCMA, if you decide to take that route, it comes in handy, because then you have proof and evidence of what is going on in your working environment. And a racist issue is a deep thing. This country has struggled enough already, and so have these things, have your recordings, make sure these things are just be more aware. And these are the things that I haven't done, because each time I had a racial comment, I was not prepared, because I didn't know when it was coming to me. I just thought everything was fine, and then the next day you have these comments and the bullying. So just be aware. If you know there is someone out there, be prepared. And I would definitely advise the recordings, which was what I was advised to do. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your experience, to sharing your experience. And sorry again for everything that you went through. But today, what I'm thankful about is those who will hear this story and who are stuck in such experiences might actually come to themselves and see what they can do in a way for them to perhaps help themselves. Thank you so much for taking part to listening to all the details that our anonymous have shared, and how it is so painful and hurtful to be in such an environment where we're going in a way for us to support ourselves or support our families, and at the same time we're encountering such details or such pain, such experiences that are bringing a person so down, that are killing our souls, and at the same time destroying the self-esteem. Let us catch up the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like my video, or share with others, in a way for us to create awareness and also unite our nations. Bye bye.